That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying that moment in the boardroom, the way Daniel stood there, taking credit for something that wasn't his. The way everyone looked at him like he was a genius. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that smile. That smug, polished smile that said, I win. I tried to convince myself it wasn't worth it, that I should just move on. But deep down, I knew I couldn't. Because if I let this go, he'd do it again. Maybe not to me, but to someone else. And the idea that he'd keep climbing while people like me stayed invisible, that thought burned like fire. The next morning, I went to work as if nothing had happened. I smiled at everyone, greeted Daniel politely, even congratulated him on the success. He smiled back, proud and relaxed, as if he had already forgotten that he'd betrayed me. But I hadn't forgotten. Not for a second. For the next few days, I started watching him closely. The way he handled meetings, the people he trusted, the shortcuts he took. He was smart, but he was careless, too confident. He thought no one would ever question him. That's when I started my plan. I didn't want to expose him with anger or public drama, I wanted to do it quietly. I wanted the truth to come out naturally, in a way he couldn't control. I started small. I began sending updated versions of my project notes to a few colleagues, people I knew had doubts about Daniel's sudden brilliance. I mentioned how we had been developing the concept together, but added subtle hints, small details only the real creator would know. I let them connect the dots themselves. At the same time, I started improving the idea, adding layers, refining details that Daniel had no clue about. Every night, after everyone left, I stayed back and worked in silence. It wasn't just about revenge anymore. It was about proving that I was still the real creator, that no one could steal my mind, even if they stole my credit. A week later, something unexpected happened. The CEO asked Daniel to prepare a deeper version of the proposal. A follow-up presentation, the kind that would decide the project's final approval. I could see the panic in his eyes when she said that. Because he didn't actually understand the core mechanics of the idea, he had just memorized my slides. That's when I knew I had him. He came to me that afternoon, pretending to be calm. Hey, he said, I need your help preparing the next stage of our project. Our project. He said it so casually, as if he hadn't stabbed me in the back a week ago. I looked at him, smiled, and said, of course, Daniel. I'd love to help. Inside, though, my plan was already in motion. I would help him, but not the way he expected. I started giving him incomplete information. Enough to make him think I was cooperating, but missing the real logic behind the design. I used complex terms here and there, things he wouldn't question but couldn't fully explain. I wanted him to walk right into his